The topic of the day, we'll get into that. A few days ago, last week, I believe it was, maybe 10 days ago, something like that. One of our topics, well, we started part one of common new freight broker mistakes. Freight broker mistakes that are common with people new to the industry. Now, last time we talked about a lot of prospecting. Prospecting is the main thing. All right? Got to stay on that phone. Got to stay on the phone. Matter of fact, I had a client I was talking to just the other day. They've been making their prospect calls. I said, how many? They said they're making around 60, 70 calls a day. And they're just having a heck of a time getting customers. And it's really not that hard. Getting customers as a broker is not that difficult. Matter of fact, got a brand new client. Just finished his training, just started his freight broker operation as an agent of the mentorship program. And he's doing it from his truck. He's a driver. Now, he's got a girlfriend at home helping him. But he's got a new client. They already making, I want to say there was like 30 loads available they made available to him yesterday. You've got to make the calls. Now, this one client, they're making the calls, but they're having a heck of a time. And we talked the other day, and some of the advice given was basically don't focus on one specific area. All right? The whole country is your territory. Now, when I say whole country, I'm talking about the 48 states. We're not too worried about finding or brokering loads in Hawaii or Alaska. The 48 continental. Don't focus your prospecting to one geographical area because the whole country is your territory. So, what I recommended was, start gathering potential customers you want to contact, prospects. Doesn't matter where they're from. But as you start making the calls, when you notice certain commodities in certain parts of the country are being more receptive, okay, now start focusing on that commodity in that part of the country. Because you may find that the commodity may not be moving in the southeast, but man, up in the northeast, they can't get enough trucks to haul that commodity. See what I mean? Got to pay attention to that. Just go through and make the calls and pay attention. Details, man, details. My clients, they hear me say this all the time. Details. Devil's in the details. You got to pay attention to the details. The details can make you money. The details can bust you out of that startup period. You got to pay attention. Don't put the blinders on and just, see what's in front of you. You got to see the big picture. That's part of brokering. One thing I'm getting at, maybe you're, as a broker, you're talking to drivers, you're talking to dispatchers, you're talking to your customers all daily. You should be reading trades, trade websites. Matter of fact, the FBTV Insider, we have a news section where we have accumulated, several different sources that provide a feed to the Freight Broker TV Insider that clients have access to. And I think you can register for the Insider. I mean, you're not going to have access to all the Insider material, but I think you're going to have access to all the news material and things like that. But anyway, my point is you should know what's going on in the industry. That's the industry you're in. Pay attention to it. But anyway, back to what I was saying. You're talking to truck drivers. You're talking to your customers. You're talking to dispatchers. You're keeping up with the industry news and what's happening. Maybe you start hearing through the grapevine, or you start seeing news items that they can't get enough trucks to haul whatever commodity out of one geographical location. All right. Don't ignore that. Pull up your Google or whatever. Do maybe they think maybe they can't get enough trucks in Georgia to haul carpet. Carpet's a big manufacturing commodity in Georgia. All right. Pull up Google, type in carpet manufacturing Georgia, and boom, there's a list. Now you're in the game. You see what I mean? Now you are making calls. Hey, I'm here to help you. And you'll be surprised how fast a new customer will set up with you that needs help getting trucks. Something you got to keep in mind. Your service is free. As a freight broker, your service is free to a shipper, a customer. And the customer is always the one paying you to move the freight. Okay? Trucking company, they're a vendor. But a customer is the one paying you. You're paying the trucking company. See what I mean? So you want to keep that in mind. Now, another thing that is a common mistake for a new freight broker is failure to follow up with a new customer. Okay, so you made your sales call. The customer said, yeah, send me your package. We'll use you. Are you following up? See, up until that point, up until the point to where the customer says, yeah, we'll use you as one of our brokers. Up until that point, all you are to that potential customer is a salesperson. That's it. No more. Okay? Once they say, yeah, send me your package. That's the shipper package, the legal documentation they need from you to be able to start using you as one of their brokers. Once they request that, you are no longer a salesperson to that potential customer. Now you're part of their transportation team. Call them. Stay in touch with them. Call them a couple of times a day. Build that relationship. You got to follow up. I had a client several years ago. They called and they had a problem. And usually when clients call to take advantage of the consulting they have with our packages through Tautoa. Tautoa, by the way, I'm the lead consultant there. We are a training and transportation logistics training and consulting firm. We specialize with helping freight brokers, training new freight brokers, freight broker agents. Matter of fact, we have packages available to where someone that's wanting to get into the industry, they can go through our essential training. Once they complete, they have the opportunity to begin their broker operation as a freight broker agent through us via our freight brokerage, so they can begin their operation to begin building a customer base, gaining the experience so they can take the next step down the road. But that's followed by consulting. But getting back to, and if you want to learn more, check out Tautoa, TALTOA.com, or call me, 479-668-0838. I always recommend to everyone, see what we've got. If you got questions about any of the packages, then call. Okay. I've had people call before and say, explain your explain your packages. We'll be on the phone for 3 hours if we did all that. But anyway, neither here nor there. But there is a video on our homepage for it's a video we did. It's a video of a webinar we did a couple of years ago. It's going to answer a lot of questions for you. Take advantage of that. Another failure of a new broker with a new customer is not asking important questions. Don't just get on the phone, hear the customer say yes, get all excited, and get off the phone as quick as you can. It's time to have a conversation. Now, what I mean by that is simply get some specifics. If their loads are flatbed loads, do their loads need to be tarped? See what I mean? Do they send you out loads? Do they call you? Do you need to call them? Get information about their, important questions. Like what's general rate? Weight rather. Every type of equipment, your customer's going to give you a different rate. See what I mean? Weight rather, not rate. Rates are going to be different as well. But, like for a flatbed, your customer may tell you, don't send me any trucks that, can't carry 48,000 pounds. Same thing with the dry van load. It might be 45, 46, 47. Same thing with the refrigerated load. It might be 45, 46, whatever it might be. Doesn't mean they're going to put that much on the trailer. Every load just means they won't load more than that. So that way you got an idea. Okay. Now, maybe you're dealing with dry freight. Occasionally a refrigerated trailer can haul dry freight. You want to make sure, ask your customer, hey, can your loads go on a refrigerated trailer? They give you more options when you're looking for a truck. Anyway, you kind of get the idea. One final thing, and I see this, the common broker mistakes is going to continue over to part 3. But one final thing is don't bluff your customer. If they ask you a question, don't try to bluff an answer. Don't make something up. Be honest. I don't know, but I'll find out and get back to you. They will respect that. If they sense that you're trying to bluff them, it's over. The customer, they need to know that they're going to get the straight answer from you. And if you don't know, you'll tell them. Keep in mind, this is the customer's freight. They're trusting you with it. They want to be, it's not that they want to be able to, they have to be able to trust you. They've got to trust that you're going to give them the bad news just as willing as you would be the good news. It's important, that communication. Anyway, you get the idea.